Okay, so there are less number of students now, so there are only 2 students. So I'll be waiting for some time. Um, I'll wait for some like 4 to 5 minutes, then I'll start the class. I hope I'm audible to you. So I hope my voice is clear. So if you can
Yes,
confirm that, okay. And also please let me know that my screen is visible to you. Okay. So I will be starting this session. So first of all, let me introduce myself. So my name is Himanshi Singh. I'm currently pursuing my PhD from the Department of Mathematics, IIT Jodhpur, in broad area of probability and statistics. So today we will be like, so this is our live session number 9. So we will be discussing all the content which has been taught in week 9. Okay. Uh, and further, so this is the live session schedule, and we are in this ninth week discussion. Okay, but after this we will have three more live sessions, and if it is needed, then we will take one extra live session. Okay, for the practice. Apart from this, these are the important links. Okay, this is a Google Meet link. This is a YouTube link. So all the videos and all the live sessions I'm uploading there, and you can go and you can watch it from there if you want to after this live session. And this is the Google Drive link. So here I will be uploading all the presentations and the art scripts. Okay. So this will be our plan for the live session. So I'll first of all give a brief recap about the topics covered. Okay. Then I'll demonstrate some of the things if it is necessary in the hour. Then I will be taking some of the practice examples so that you people have a good understanding about the topics. Then I will be taking doubts. Okay. So, um, so the syntax I will be writing in blue. Okay, and these are the slides that how to download R Studio. Okay, and so you may use whichever you want. Okay, so there are very less number of students. I was expecting some more students because whenever I'm solving the questions, I want some answers from you guys. If there are no students, then it will be difficult for me to conversate with you people. So I hope uh, whosoever is there in the meeting, you may please answer the questions. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the brief recap about the topics. So we had discussed, so in the lectures it has been already discussed about this cat function. So before that cat function, we have already discussed about this print, how to use the print in order to print some a string or a character or a number, whatever. So this print function was already discussed. So it has some limitations, like if I want to, for example, I want to print, I will if I write some character a, and then after that if I write a number 2, then if I want to print it, then only a will be printed, this 2 will not be printed. So it has that a drawback for the print function. So we have, apart from this print function, we discuss this cat function and paste function. So this cat function and paste function also have they are also different from each other. They have a difference in how to print the numbers or how to print the strings, and also how they are stored in R. So both the things are different for this cat and paste function. So if we discuss about this cat function, so basically the syntax is we'll write cat, then in the parentheses we'll write whatever you want to print here, and so this fill is there, labels is there, and sep is there. So basically fill first of all, what cat do, it is an alternative way to print. Okay, that lets you combine multiple items into a continuous part. So in place of print, if I write same thing, cat a and 2, so it will just give me this a and 2 there. Okay, so this will give me both the things there. So let me show it here in R. So for example, if I write cat, okay, and I write a and I write 2, so it will give me a2. Okay, both the things will be given. And yeah, it will not be it will not be in this inverted comma, so it will be like a2. Okay, so it is giving me this. Now here both the things are given, however in the print it was not given. Okay, so it basically combines the multiple items into a continuous part. Apart from this, how does it work? So it basically converts this argument to character vector. So these are the arguments. So first of all, it will convert it to a character vector, then it will link together, then it will give it as a single character vector as an output. Also, this SEP is used. So if I use cat a2, and with this I write like SEP is equals to plus, for example, okay, then this plus will be in between A and 2. So this will be given. So this SEP is used for this thing in order to separate the two the characters, for example, by this symbol. Okay. Now, apart from this, fill and labels are two other things. So here the fill basically controls the width of the line. Okay, so when there is a so when the output is there, then the width of the line in the output is controlled by this fill, and labels is a character vector for the lines printed. So for example, if I want to print this line like 1 2 for in this way, 3 4 5 in this way, okay, so this line width is important. So for example, this can be the output can be like 3 4 5, this way also the output can be 1 2 3 4 5, and the output can be 1 2 3 4 and 5 here, and 1 2 3 4 5 in a single line also. Okay, so this thing is basically controlled by this fill. Apart from this labels, so this so in this SEP you can write many things. You can write star, you can write for example plus minus, you can write underscore, many things you can write. And also you can write many things, like you can separate it whatever with whatever thing you want to separate it, like all the mathematical operations are obviously there. Apart from the mathematical operations, other things like slash also you can write, question mark also you can write, so you can write these things also. Okay, yeah. So here basically I was talking about this fill thing. So this fill is basically, this controls the width of the line. Apart from this, labels is basically, so if these are the lines, so if I want to label those lines, so for example I want to label this with A, so I will write A here, B here, C here, D here, E here. So this will come in this format. So these are the basically the labels for these lines. So if the lines are like 1 2 3 4, so there are three lines only, so the labels will be A B C here, and here for this the labels will be A B, for this the labels will be A B, and for this the label will be A only. So let me just explain it using some like R command. So I have taken here this example, this f, and I have taken this to be a character vector. So let me show you this f first. So what is this f? So this f is a character vector where first entry is like for apple, for boy, and third entry is for cat. Okay, now what am I doing here? I've taken cat f, so basically I'm printing this f, so basically I'm printing this character vector. Okay, then I'm taking fill to be 2, so it is very less, so the line width is less. Okay, and the labels to be letters 1 2 3. Okay, so it is basically the capital A, capital B, capital 3, capital C, and here I'm taking it to be labels. Okay, so let me see this, what will be the output. So output is like A for apple, B for boy, C for cat. So A, B, C are the labels here, and these are the characters, and because we have taken fill to be 2, that is very small, so the for apple is coming in the first line, for boy is coming in the second, for cat is coming in the third line. Okay, so if I take fill to be little more, for example if I take it to be 20, then let's see what happens. So it is coming like this. So basically I've increased the width of the line, so that's why it is coming like A for apple. Okay, now for example, so because the content are like for apple, for boy, for cat, so those will be printed, however the labels will be decided, however whatever the lines are. So there are two lines, so there will be two labels only. So A and B is the labels, and this thing is split it into two lines because we have taken fill to be 20. So it is like for apple is printed in the first line, for boy is printed in the second line, for cat is in sorry, in the first line only for boy is printed, but the for cat is printed in the second line. Okay, and because there are two lines only, so the labels are A and B only, C is not displayed here. So what happens if I increase this also, if I take it to be 50, so then you can see that all the for apple, for boy, for cat is coming in the same line, and only A label is presented here, or it is displayed here. So this is basically the work of the fill, that it is basically controlling the width of the line. Okay, and labels is basically however so whatever the lines are, how many lines are there, according to the number of the lines the labels are given. Okay, So here the 3 labels we have given, but since this is a single line only, so only A is displayed here. Apart from that, nothing is displayed. So this is basically a difference between when we are using different values of the fill, then how our output is changing. Okay. So this is about the cat command, and I will be using, like, I will be giving some of the examples also. Then it will be like more clear that what is basically the functionalities of cat command is. Okay. I hope this is clear. Is this clear? Okay. So then I will be taking the next thing, paste. Okay. So this paste command is basically uh, we have several strings and we want to connect or concatenate those strings together, then this paste command is used. Okay. So now by using cat also we can do that, this concatenation, and by using paste also we can use we can do this concatenation. So what is the difference? So the major difference between these two commands is, so one of the major difference, other differences are also there. So one of the major difference is the value or the output of the paste command can be stored in a variable. Okay. However, that is not possible by using the cat command. So when the cat command is when I run a command which consists of cat, so then it is giving me an output, okay, which cannot be assigned as a variable. However, assigned to a variable. However, after using the paste command, we can store that output in a variable. Okay. This is because of the nature of the output. So the when you are using the paste command, the nature of output is coming in the way, or the mode of that output is coming in a way so that we can assign it to a variable. However, this is not true with the cat command. Okay. Now in paste command, there are two major things which we use. So basically here we can use a vector, a string, or whatever we want to use, a vector or a single string, or a string of or a character, or a different characters, or a vector of a character, whatever we can use it, we can write it here, whatever we want to display or print. Now apart from this, there are two commands like sep and collapse. So there are two commands which are basically used to separate the strings here, but here there is like a difference between these sep and collapse command. So the difference is majorly when I'm using the sep, then so if for example if I have like paste, okay, and I want to paste these two characters, okay, and I'm using sep to be like for example comma. Okay. So basically I want to separate A and B by a comma. So it will display A comma B. Okay. It will display it like this. But if I'm using in place of A comma B, if I take it as a vector, for example, if I take it as C A comma B, I'm not taking to be a different characters. I'm taking it to be a vector. Then this same A comma B will be displayed, and nothing will be like this command will not work here because we only have a single vector. And if there are two vectors, then they will be separated, but since it is only a vector, so this command will not work. And if with this vector, if I write collapse here, so if I write in place of this, if I write collapse, okay, then it will be like A comma B. So the functionalities for both SEP and Collapse are different. So I will be taking an example in which I will be in detail. I will be explaining the difference between these two functionalities of SEP and Collapse, and which a simple example I've taken. And this is the major difference, that when I have two elements, then it will be separated by SEP. But if I have a single vector of those elements, then it will not be separated by SEP. But if I write collapse, then it will be separated like this. So this is the difference, and I will go in detail in one of the examples. Okay. Also, what it do, it just converts its arguments to character strings and concatenate them. So first of all, it converts the argument, whatever it is, into a character string, then it will just concatenate them, means join them, and just display the output. I hope this is also clear. I will be explaining more. I will be like doing example on this SEP and collapse, and the things will become more clear when we will be doing that example. Okay, so I'll move forward for the next question, next topic. So it was like the splitting of the string. So if I have a string or I have a vector of string, okay, and I want to split those vectors, or I want to split those string at a certain point, then this strsplit command is used. So this is used. So here in place of x, we can write a string, we can write, and we can also write a vector which consists of strings. So I can also write a vector in place of x. I can also write c. I can write a b. I can write B, C, I can write C, D. In this way also I can write here. I can also have a character of strings, sorry, a vector of strings, and also I can have a single string also. I can also have this in place of X. Whatever is your choice, you can do that. And you want to split that, at what position you want to split. So that you will be specifying here in split, and fixed is equals to false. So this basically is used. So if there are certain like for example, in place of ab, if I have a plus b here, and I want to split it at plus, so I will write split is equals to plus, I will write. But when I write for fixed to be true, then in that case it will exactly match it with the plus and split it. However, if I write fixed to be false here, then this at this plus, it will not be like, it will not be splitted at plus. It will be, the plus will be displayed there, because there, because plus as also sign, like in we use mathematical calculation, we use plus there. So it is taking plus as that expression. So if I write fixed to be true, then it will take plus as a character only, and it will split at plus. However, if I'm writing fixed to be false, then it will not do the same thing. So that's why the usage of fixed is there when there are some symbols or some characters are there in the way which have two different meanings. So in order to treat them as a character only, we write fixed to be true. Okay. So it is used to split the elements of a character vector. Okay, so this is the command. Apart from this, we have this ncharx. So it basically counts the number of characters. Okay, and it will also treat space as a character, so it will count that also. And also we have this nzcharx. So it basically gives us the output in true and false. So it will give true whenever the string is non-empty, and it will give false whenever the string is empty. Okay. So apart from this, we have this 2 lower x and 2 upper x. So 2 lower x is basically converts the element in the vector. So a character in a vector which is in uppercase, it will convert it to the lowercase. However, 2 upper will convert the lowercase element into uppercase. Okay, we'll do some examples on this command and all these commands also. Okay, so I hope this is clear. And if it is not, then I'll explain it. So just tell me whether these things are clear to you or not. So is it clear or any doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll move forward then for the next question. So let us consider this code and answer the following question. So I'm taking x to be a vector, or sort of as to be a variable, and I'm assigning this value. We are studying foundations of R software, and because I'm giving it double quote, so it is basically I'm giving a character, or I can say a string to this variable x. Okay. Then I'm using these three commands. I'm using paste x, I'm using print x, and I'm using cat x. Okay. Now I want to know that what will be the mode of y1. So y1 is basically paste this x. So what will be the mode of y1? If anyone can answer. So y1 is like basically we are pasting this thing. So what will be the mode of y1? So what will be the mode of y1? Yes, it will be character. So it will be character. So because we are just pasting it and it will give us the mode of y1 to be character. Okay. What will be y11? If you can answer. What will be y11? No, actually, y11 is basically I'm trying to find out the element present at this location actually. So let me explain it. So let me do this in R, then it will be like more clear to you. So basically here this I have this x to be a string. Okay. Now I'm taking y1 to be paste x. Okay. So let me show you. So this is the thing. So if I see the y1, okay, so just see it. So it is like y1, and here this is coming like we are studying foundations of our software. Okay, and here this is 1. So it is like, it is showing the location. Y11 is showing the location. So at that location, what is there? So it is like we are studying the foundations of our software. So here let me show you this. This is mode of y1, and if I'm doing that, so it is basically coming the character, the answer you gave. Apart from this, if I write y11, so it basically give me, so now y1 is a vector. Okay, it consists of only one string, so it will give me that string only. So y11 will be that we are studying foundations of our software. It will give me the same this thing. So it is like, so it will be like we are studying foundations of our software. Okay. Now if I do the same thing with print, so if I do the same thing with print, so if I want to know the mode of y2, so whether it will be same or different, it will be character or not. If I'm in place of paste, if I'm writing print, then whether the mode of y2 will be character or something else. Yeah, it will also be a character. Okay. And what this y21 will show? Yeah, the location. So so I think you are trying to say that it will show the this thing, this, that we are studying the foundations of our software. Yeah, it will show me the same statement. This is statement. Okay. Now let me consider cat x. In place of print and paste, let me consider cat x. Then what will be the mode of y3? What according to you will be the mode of y3? If I write cat x, So basically I want to print this string. So catx will print this string, that is fine. But what will be the mode of y3? So let me show you in R first, then I'll be explaining it. So this is Y3, okay. So this is Y3 cat X, and you can see the output. We are studying foundations of R software. Now, are you able to find any difference between when I was pasting this Y1, I'm writing paste X, and when I was doing this Y1, that it is coming like we are studying foundations of R software. But here when I'm doing cat X, it is coming like the difference in the output. Yeah, there is a difference of inverted commas also, but you can also see that this one is not here. This location, this one is not here. So basically what is happening when I'm using this cat function, then it is the output of this cat function is the mode of that output is nothing. Like it is not a numeric quantity, it is not a character quantity, it is nothing. So basically this is only the reason why we cannot also store a variable, store the output of a cat in a variable. So let me show you that what will be the mode of y3. So if I do that, so it is coming null. So there is no mode of y3, and if I also write this y3 1, then also it will show me null. So this is the reason, that because it is stored as the storage of this cat, the output, that is not a, it is not a character, it is nothing, it is not a vector, it is nothing. So it is giving me null because the mode is giving me null, and also if I try to find out by giving the location, it is also giving me null. Okay, because it is not a vector, it is not a vector of characters, nothing. So that's why it is giving me null. So this is the major difference between cat and this paste and print command. Okay, so the mode will give me null, and this y31 will also give me null. So that's why we cannot even store this quantity to a variable. We cannot able to access that quantity, because how we will be accessing? If I want to access something, then I want that quantity to be a vector, then only I will be able to access some entries from that vector. But the mode of y3 is null, so we cannot access that. So is it clear? So my first example or my first question is basically depends upon that only, that what is the basic or fundamental difference between this print paste and this get command. So is this clear? Is this question clear? Okay. So now I'll move forward for the next one. So I want to write the output of the following codes. So I want to paste, we are studying \n foundation of R software. So we have also studied this \n. So it is basically used to change the line when we are using the cat command. So whether it is working for this paste command or not. So what do you think? What will be the output for this paste command? So this paste that we are studying, and I have included this \n here, foundations of R software. What should be the output? What do you think the output will be? So whether this \n will work, like it will take the next thing to the next line, or how this \n will like function when I'm using it inside a paste command or a paste function. So let me show you. Let me show you once in the R first. Okay. So this is like the second question. So paste, we are studying backslash n foundations of our software. So basically it will not work as a, like, it will not change the line when we are using it in paste command, paste function. Okay, because there is no functionality of this backslash n and paste function. So that's why it will, like, it will just display that we are studying, and it will take backslash n as a character and it will print it here backslash n foundations of our software. Okay. So it is basically giving me it as it is. We are studying backslash n foundations of our software. Okay. But if I'm using this backslash n with cat command or cat function, then it will change the line that we are studying, and it will change the line foundations of our software. Okay. So this backslash n will not work in this paste function. Is it fine? So here what we'll get that we are studying backslash n foundations of our software. However, in this we will get like we are studying, and in the next line I'll get foundations of our software. And one thing you can also like see that whenever we are getting the output for the paste command, we are always getting it in inverted commas, means we are getting the output as a string. Okay, but here when I'm using this cat command, so the output is not coming in the inverted commas. There is no mode for this thing, so we cannot say that it is a character or something. The mode is not there for this command. However, it will always come without the inverted commas, the output for the cat command. However, for the paste command, for print command, the output will always be in double quotes. So is it fine? Is this question fine? I just wanted to emphasize that this backslash n will not work with this paste. Okay, it will work with cat. Okay, so I'll move forward. So okay, write the outputs of the following codes. So basically I am using the same statement for both paste and cat. So basically here I want to emphasize that what is the difference between paste and cat when I'm using a vector. So I want to print this, but here I have this vector. So basically 1:3 means I'm having a vector 1 2 3, and I'm multiplying with the 1200. Okay, and then I want to print students, and same thing I want to do with cat. Now what will be the difference between these two commands? So I am using the same thing inside paste, and I'm using the same thing inside cat. Now what will be the difference in the output, or output will be same? So what do you think, the output will be same for both of them, or whether it will be different? Yeah, so the output will be different. So what is basically the difference between these two? So for example, I have this. Okay, so I have foundations of our software has. Now foundations of our software has will be the same, and it will in inverted comma double quotes because I'm using the paste. Okay, so I have foundations of our software has. Now I have a vector here. So this basically what it means, basically this is 1200 asterisk 1 2 3. So it will be again a vector, so it will be like vector 1200, 1200 into 2, that is 2400, and 1200 into 3, that is 3600. So it will be a vector. Now how this this combination of a vector and a string will be like displayed when I'm using the paste function. So paste function will do what it will take this foundation of our software has. It will take the first entry, that is 1200. Okay, 1200, and it will take students. Okay, then after that again, so it will be like a string. Okay, then again it will run, so it will take, next time it will take the second value. So it will take like foundations of our software has 2400 students. Again it will like foundations of our software has 3600 students. So it will paste, it will paste like, so it will paste like this. However, if I run the same command by using cat function, so what it will do, it will give, first of all, it is a cat function, the output will not be in double quotes. So it will like foundations of our software has, now here it is a vector. So it will print the whole vector, 1200, okay, 2400, 3600, and then students. So this is the difference. When I'm using with a character or with a string, with two strings, I'm taking a vector. Okay, here also with two strings, I'm taking a vector, and I'm getting different outputs by using paste and by using cat. Okay, let me show it in R. So if I do this paste thing, so it is, okay, not this one. So if I do this, so it is like foundation of our software has 1200 students, foundations of our software has 2400 students, foundations of our software has 3600 students. However, the same thing if I'm doing using cat, so it is giving me foundations of our software has 1200, 2400, 3600 students. So is it fine? That how this paste is working when I'm taking a vector, and how this cat is working when I'm taking a vector. In place of such kind of vector, I can also have a vector of characters also. In place of this thing, I can also have C, double quotes A, comma, double quotes B, comma, double quotes C. Then also it will like do the similar things by using the paste and by using the cat. Is it fine? So the another difference between this paste and cat. Okay. Okay. So I'll move forward. Next question. So here I want to write, so now basically by this question, what I want to emphasize. So here I have two things with paste. Okay, when I was using this, I was explaining this paste function. So I can take anything here, but I have two options. I have this separate and I have collapse. So these two things were present inside this paste. So now what is the difference between the functionalities of these two? What happens if I use only SEP? What happens if I only use collapse? What happens if I use both of them? Okay. So in order to understand this, that I have created this question, or I have given this question. So you just tell me, first of all, I have these two characters A comma B. Okay, I want to paste A comma B and I want to separate SEP by comma. So what should be the output according to you? So it will be like A comma B. Okay, and if I use collapse, okay, so it will be A comma B. So what is the difference here? So the difference is like here I'm having this is a character and I'm separating that character by B. However, when I'm using collapse, this is now this is converted into a string. Okay, and the elements here are separated by comma. So this is the difference. When I'm here, what I have taken, I have taken two characters. Here also I have taken two characters. What if I take, in place of these two characters, if I take a single vector, then what happens? So let me show you that. So now I am taking x to be c a comma b. So here I have constructed a vector. Now here this is a vector, and I want to paste x comma sep is equals to this thing. So what do you think the output should be? So just first of all, just emphasize that here I am taking a comma b to be two characters. Two characters I am taking. Here I am taking x to be a vector of characters. Okay. So just I want to show, or I want you people to think that what now, how does this separate and how does this collapse command will work. So what do you think the output for this will be? Paste x comma sep is equals to comma. See this cab, so this cab is a vector. So basically if x is there, so this c is not like capital C. So it is cab means that x is a vector of length 2 where the elements are a comma b. So whatever, if I only use the print x also, then also this a and b will be there in the output. This c is not a character here, so it will never be printed. So this is a character, this is just, it is just storing this value as a factor. This c basically means how to combine these two characters. So we are using the cab, so here this c is not a character, so this will not be printed obviously. Just think about it. So it is a vector and I want to paste it here. So okay, so now you are saying that this comma a comma b. So first of all, the one thing is there, like from where these brackets are coming, because here this is a vector. Okay, so here this is a vector. This is the syntax. This curved brackets are the syntax only. So it is there. They will never. So whenever I print x, so it will be like a and b. It will be like this. Whenever I print x, so x will be printed like a comma b. So if you are writing in the output these brackets, okay. Now from where they are coming from, if I see uh, there is no place where I have emphasized that these brackets should come in the output. One thing, another thing that you are doing it, you are separating it by using this comma. So that difference I will be telling. So the one of the thing which you have like written these brackets, so this is not the right thing, because these brackets I have never given, nowhere I have given these brackets, so they will never be pasted. Okay, and if this is a vector, so it will always be displayed like a and b in the output. It will be never be like this. Okay, so basically what happens, so if x is like c a comma b, so it is a vector. Okay, so now you're saying this can be like, so this only thing I want to emphasize. So one may think of that this will be the output for this. Okay, but no, it will not be output. So what is the thing majorly here? So whenever I'm writing paste and I'm writing separated here, so this separate will work whenever there are two characters are there, or two character vectors are there, two different quantities are there, then only this separate, this sep command will work. Here we have only one vector. Okay, one vector is there. There are many entries in that, two entries are there in the vector, but there is only a single vector. That's why this separate command will not work and it will print the result as it is. This comma will not come. So this is the only thing I want to emphasize here. So if I take only a character vector, if I take it only a single vector, then this separate command will not work, because there are no two vectors which can be separated by comma. Okay, so in place of, so we, you can see that we had this a comma b, here we have two characters and we are separating those characters by comma, so that's why it is displayed. However, in this we have only a vector. There are two entries, 5 entry, 10 entries, however whatever the entries are, this SCP will not have to do anything with those. But here, since it is a single vector, that's why it is not separating and it is printing the vector as it is. Okay, So this is the difference when I'm using different characters and when I'm using a single vector which consists of those characters only. Okay, but when I use this paste, no, it will not affect, because actually this comma in between is not, so this is a vector, so vector do not have any comma. So that's what I'm saying, that x will be when I want to print so when I want to display the variable x, so it will be displayed, so output will be like a p. So this is a vector. So the entries will be like, vectors will never be displayed like comma in between. So this is just a syntax where I'm writing comma. I'm not printing comma anywhere. Okay. So when I'm taking this vector, so that it will be like output for this vector will be a b. Okay. The output of this vector, but the functionality of separate is like when I have two quantities here, then only it will separate. However, I have a single vector here, that's why it is not separating. Okay. Yeah, in place of collapse, so if I use this collapse here, then it will do that thing. So if I use collapse, then it will do that thing. So not this. So this will not come actually. So this will happen. So if I use collapse here, comma, and here it is a vector, so inside a vector also it will give this comma in between them, and it just collapse both of the things and it will give the output. Okay, so this is the major difference between these two, when I'm using the same command with SEP and when I'm using the same command with collapse, then the outputs are different if I'm taking this to be a vector, and the outputs were also different when I was taking these characters, in sense of that it is giving me different characters separated by comma, and it is giving me a single string which is separated by comma. However, for a vector, it is like majorly different. Okay. So is it fine? These four parts, these four parts are fine. Then I'll go further. Okay. Now we have talked about when I have two characters. Okay. Okay. Then I have talked about that when I have a single vector. Now what if I have two vectors? So if I have x as a vector and if I have y as a vector, then how this collapse and separate will work? So for example, I have this x to be a vector a comma b, and y to be a vector 1 and 2. Okay, so here if I display x, it will be a b, and when I display y, it is like 1 2. So this will be the output. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to use paste x comma y sep underscore. So what do you think it will do? So I want to paste x comma y, and in SEP I want to write underscore. So what should be the output? Yeah, it will. No, it will not do that actually. What it does basically, it will take the first entry of the vector, first vector. It will take first entry of the second vector. Okay, and it will print like a1 a. It will separate them a underscore 1. Okay, and it will take the second entries. Okay, it will take, because see, if I have single a and single b, okay, and I want to separate them by a comma, okay, then it is separating a and b by this. So that's why when I am taking a vector, so it will take the first entry from this vector, it will take first entry from this vector, and it will separate them by using underscore. Okay, and then it will take second entry from the first vector, that is B. It will take second entry from the second vector and it will take underscore 2. Okay. And also how it is displayed, it is like this one. So it is basically giving me two characters or two strings, okay, where it is taking the first element from the first vector, first element from the second vector, and it is separating those two elements by this underscore. And and then it is taking the second element from the first vector, second element from the second vector, and separating it by underscore. And both the things, they are like different strings, A1 and B2. So is it fine? So the same mechanism it is the same mechanism is happening when we had single characters. Then it is separating those two characters by comma. Now we have two different vectors. So it is taking element from the first vector, it is taking element from the second vector, and it is separating them by an underscore. Okay. Now in place of SEP, if I use collapse, then what happens? So if I use collapse in place of here, we have X. If I do, so it is like we have A, we have B. Okay. And if I use Y, so it will be like 1, it will be like 2. So when I use collapse, so paste X comma Y, collapse by comma, then what will happen? So collapse was what it was doing, it was it was putting this value between the entries of the vector. So between, so when I had like uh, only A and only B I had, and I was using the collapse thing, then it was becoming like A comma B. Okay, so what will happen, what do you think will happen when I use two vectors here? So obviously we want to combine both of them, so they will be combined. Yeah, you are correct, but here I'm not using the underscore thing. So just correct that thing. Here I'm not using the underscore. So just correct it and then write. Here I'm only using the comma, no underscore is there. So what will be the output for this one? Yeah, but comma will not be between A and 1. Because here when I use a collapse, so here it will take A and 1. No, because I have two vectors. Okay. And when I run for the two vectors, then this A and 1. So basically, if I want to do something between these entries, so for example, let me explain it. So there is no, so here let me explain. So if I have two vectors, for example, so if I have this vector like A, B, okay, and if I have this 1, 2, if I want to do something between them, between A1 and B2, if I want to do something between them, then I should use SEP. Okay. But if I want to combine A1 and B2, like A1, B2, and do something between them, okay, then I should use the collapse. So here, if I want to do something, then I should use collapse. But if I want to do something like A1, B2, between here, if I want to do something, then I should use the SEP. And if I want to do both the things, then I will use both of them. Are you getting? Because yeah, it will be A1, B2. So it is like it will be A1, comma, B2. Because the thing is, if it is like A comma 1, B comma 1, B comma 2, A comma 1 comma B comma 2, then what is the difference between collapse and SEP? So that will be explained in this next example. So if I take paste X comma Y, and I'm taking both the things, SEP to be underscore and collapse to be comma. So where the thing of this collapse thing will go in the between the vectors, and where this SEP will go. So you just decide and tell me what will happen if I run this, both the things I'm taking. So whatever I'm using in collapse, where it will go, and whatever I'm using in SEP, where it will go. As I've explained it here also, just use that thing and just tell me what should be the output. See, let me explain it, because I think this is not clear. So what I'm saying basically, so for example, I have two vectors, same example I'll take, uh, I have, for example, I have a vector here, x. So here so the x is given, so there is no need to do that. So x is coming out to be like A and B. Okay. Now y is coming out to be like 1, 2. Okay. Now it will be printed like A1 when I'm using the paste command, B2. Okay, just let me show that first. Okay, so if I want to do paste, let me run first of all X and Y. Okay, now I want to paste X comma Y. So how it is pasted? A1 B2. Okay, so it is like pasted like this, A1. So whenever I want two vectors and I want to paste them, so it will be like A1 then B2. So it is pasted like, if I only want to paste. Okay, I have only used paste. I have not used nothing. Now with paste, if I want to do something, so I'm using this paste X comma Y. Now I want to use SEP is equals to underscore, for example. Then this SEP will work here and here. Okay, so what it will give me? So it will basically, so it is basically working between this two and this two. So it will give me A underscore 1 and B underscore 2. Fine. Now if I want to, I do not want to use SEP. I want to use X comma Y collapse is equals to comma. So this collapse will work between these two. Okay. And since we are using collapse, so it will just at the end it will give me only a single string. So what it will give me? It will give me A1 as it is. There is nothing between them, because if I want to do something between A1 and B2, then I should use SCP, and which I'm not using, so there is nothing between them. And since I'm using collapse, so it will work here between A1 and B2. So it will be like A1 comma B2 and double inverted commas. Yeah. Okay, but when I'm using both of the things, so that means both the things are happening. I'm using underscore and comma. So if I want to use paste x comma y, SEP is equals to underscore. Okay, and collapse is equals to comma. If I want to use both of them, then in that case, since it is collapse, so it will just result in a single string. Okay, and I'm using SEP underscore, so it will work between A1, A and 1 and B and 2. So it will be like A underscore 1, B underscore 2, because I'm using SEP, so it will work. And I'm using collapse to be equals to comma, so it will also work. So it will be comma here. So this will be the output. Is it fine? Now you are able to understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So now it will be A underscore 1, comma B underscore 2. Okay, now this is clear that where the thing of the separator, the whatever we have specified here, where it is going and where the collapse is going whenever I'm using two vectors. Now what if I am in place of these things, if I use in place of x comma y, if I use cx comma y and the same SEP and same collapse. Now, is there any change? Is there any change, or the same thing will be printed? Why? Here I have explained one thing, that whenever I'm using a single vector, not in this thing, yeah, whenever I'm using a single vector, separator will not work. It will print that vector same. Okay. Here, when I'm writing x comma y as cx comma y, so what is difference is basically coming here. This was two vectors. However, here it becomes only a single vector because I have combined both x comma y. So it is now a single vector. Now it is a single vector. Now for a single vector, collapse will work as we have seen in the previous example, but separator will not work. So SEP will not work. So underscores will not be there, but the collapse thing is happening. So what will be the output? So it will be like A1, comma B2. So you just see whether it is a vector. So if it is a single vector, then separator will never work. It will print it as it is. However, we have collapse, so it will work here between A1 and B2. So is it fine? Is this question fine? Okay, so I hope all the things which I've included. This is now this is actually become clear that what is basically the usage of SEP and what is the usage of collapse. Because whenever you want to print some output, then accordingly you want to choose SEP and collapse. Whatever you want to separate, you will use SEP and collapse accordingly. Okay, so I hope this is clear. And now we will move forward for the next question. Now using this collapse, since we have already studied about, now using this collapse, I have and collapse and cat paste and all the things I've combined and created these three codes. Okay, I have items to be a vector of characters, okay, or vector of strings, that is apples, oranges and bananas. Now I have this vector. Now I want to print something. I have three commands. Okay, now just one by one, we want to know that what is the output for these commands based upon the knowledge which we have already we have gained through previous examples. Now this is like cat. this is a string. So since I'm using cat, this is a string. So it will be printed I bought. Then after that, I have length of items, which is 3. So it will be 3 items. So it is a string. So it will be printed as it is. And then I have paste items, comma, collapse is equals to comma. So what do you think the output will be? So here I'm using paste items, collapse is equals to comma. So first of all, just tell me what will be the output for this thing. Only this thing. Cat I will work later. But what is the output for this? Paste items, comma, collapse is equals to comma. What will be the output for this thing? What will be the output? Collapse we have studied in the previous example. How collapse work? This is a data vector, single vector it is, and I'm using collapse here. So what will be the output? Double quote items. So items here is a data vector. What do you mean by double quote items? Items here it is a data vector which consists of apples, oranges, and bananas. 3 strings. So when I show you items here, okay, let me show you it now. So when I'm running only the items thing, so it is like, yeah, yeah. Now it is correct. So here if I use items, so it is a vector. It is a vector of characters. Then if I use this paste, whatever I have given you to, like, so yeah, your answer is correct. So if I use paste this thing, then it is like apples, oranges, bananas. So yeah, it is fine. So it is giving me, here I'll write apples, bananas, comma, orange, sorry, oranges and bananas. Okay, whatever. So it is like this. So major thing is like that comma is in between, and this is a string basically. Now so this is a string. Okay, so here there is a string apples, comma, oranges, comma, bananas. Here it is a string, here it is a string, here it is a string, and here is we have a numeric entry. So what will be the output? So since this is string, this is a numeric entity, this is string, this is string. So the answer will be also like it will, what cat will do? Cat will just, so since cat, the output of the cat will never be in double quotes. So it will be like I bought. Okay, length of item, so it is 3, so it will be 3. Okay, items, so it is a string, so it will be like items. Okay, now here it is a string which you only have given me, so it is like apples, comma, oranges, comma, bananas. So is it fine? So the output should be this only. Yeah, so this is fine. Now let us change it a little bit and just see what happens. So first of all, here I have two commands, cat and paste. So first I will go towards the paste, then we will see that what is happening with the cat. So paste, I bought, length items, then I written items, comma, collapse and comma. Here what I have changed basically, here I have used paste inside this, and when I was printing apples, oranges, bananas, there I have used the paste. Now I'm using paste before only. I'm using paste. I bought length and this thing items, and then I'm printing items and I'm taking it to be the collapse to be comma. So basically what is happening? First is a string, second is a numeric entry, third is a string. So there is no problem. So this will be printed. Now this is a vector. Items is a vector. Okay. So since it is a vector, now how paste behaves with a vector? So we have done an example that how paste behaves with a vector. So when I was doing this, yeah. So this was the thing when I have this string, I have this string, but here in between I had a vector. So how paste behaved? So paste have taken it because the length of this vector was 3. So it has taken it 3 times. Okay. Foundation of our software for this one, student. Foundation of our software for the next quantity, then students. Foundation of our software, third quantity, then students. So in a similar way, what will happen here? I have this string, this numeric quantity, this is a string. Now this is a vector. And also I have collapsed to be comma. So what should be the output? Of only this thing, cat we will see afterwards. First of all, just tell me what will be the output for this thing. This thing only. Yeah. What will be the output for this? See, I'm using collapse here first of all. So because I'm using collapse here, so there are 2 to 3 mistakes. So since I'm using collapse here, the answer will be like one of the answer will be like a full string. Okay, uh, because I'm using collapse here. Okay. The second thing is, okay, here items is a vector of characters. So what do you mean by double quotes items? So here, okay, you have written double quotes item, then colon you should write. Okay, then this is the items. So in this place also something should be there. No? So this is a vector basically. This is a vector. So let me explain it. So I bought. So as we have done previous in the previous example, everything is fine, but here we have this vector. So it will be displayed 3 times because I'm using paste and here it is a vector. So it will be like I bought, okay, length of the items is 3 and then items, okay, then items. So it is like apples at first. And it is like collapse. So it is because we have 3. So first of all, if collapse was not there, then it was like I bought 3 items. Okay, this thing if collapse was not there, and then after that I bought 3 items. Next one is oranges. If collapse was not there, then I'm saying, and if this is there, then 3 items and it is bananas. I have 3 strings. Now since I'm using collapse here, so it will basically collapse those 3 strings and separate it by a comma. So that's why what happens here, it is not there, it is not there, it is not there, it is also not there, and it will be separated by a comma. So it is comma here, and it is a full character string of characters. And then I'm using cat. So when I'm using cat here, then these inverted commas will be gone. So it will be like this. So let me show it in R first. So here I'm using this. So it is like I bought 3 items apples, comma I bought 3 items oranges, comma I bought 3 items bananas. So is it fine now? Is it fine or should I explain it again? Okay. So if it is fine, then so you can see that when I was using paste inside, the output was different. But here, as I'm using the paste outside and then paste outside this thing, then the output is totally different. Let me consider another case. Okay. So so here we have. So what is the difference here? So what is the difference here? Here I have paste. I bought this thing and also these things are there. Collapse I have dropped, so I'm not using collapse here. Here I have written it like this. So this is the paste command. This whole thing is a paste thing. And after the paste, I have written cat outside, and in the parenthesis of cat, I have written sep is equals to backslash n in the double quotes. So this basically what it helps. It basically changes the line. Okay. So let me just not write it. I will just explain it to you. Okay. What basically this SEP is equals to backslash n represent. Okay. So first of all, let me do this. Okay. Then I'll come to this. So it is like paste. I bought length items, items, items. So what will be the output for this? As we have previously done. So there is no collapse. So here I bought. So it will be like I bought and I'm pasting it. So length of the item was 3 items. Okay. And items. So first was apples. Okay. Now it will be a string. Okay. Then I bought 3 items oranges. Other one will be I bought 3 items. Let me write it like from the beginning. So it is like I bought 3 items apples. Then again I bought 3 items oranges. I bought 3 items. Okay, the third one was. So this will be the output for the paste thing. Now I'm using cat here. So these inverted commas will be gone, no doubt. But I'm using SEP to be backslash n. So what does basically this mean? So when I'm using SEP, yeah, when I'm using only the paste, then it will be in double quotes. Okay. But when I'm using cat, it will not be. But when I'm using paste, it will be in double quotes. Okay. So SEP basically works between the strings. So here this is a string, this is a string, this is a string, and SEP works between the strings. So SEP is equals to backslash, and this basically means that the line will change. Okay. So it will be in the first line, it will be in the second line, it will be in the third line. So this SEP command basically means that. And since I'm using cat outside, so the inverted commas will be gone. Okay, so the output will be like this, the whole thing. Okay. Now let me show you in show it to you in R. So the question that whether it will be in double quote. So I'm not running it here. I'm not running this cat command. I'm only running the paste command. So let me see what will be the output. So output is like I bought 3 items apples. I bought 3 items oranges. I bought 3 items bananas. Then the whole thing, if I do that, then it will be like without the double quotes. In fact, if in this case, if you do not write this SEP, then also it will give you the same output, because here when I'm using this paste thing, then it is coming in the different lines only. So if I do not write this SEP, then also, no, then it is not coming actually. So the writing SEP is important actually. Yeah. Because the thing is, when I'm writing the paste thing, then it is coming in 3 different lines. But when I write cat and the paste, then it will not be separated by the lines. That's why SEP is important, so that it could change the line after the first string. So this was the first string, this was the second string, this was the third string. So basically, what I want to emphasize here. So if I take cat, so if I take cat and I do not write SEP, so what it will do, it will display the paste thing. So it is like first this, second this, third this. But when I use cat, then this will be like it will be continuous. The output will be continuous. So the output will be continuous. Like I bought 3 items apples, I bought 3 items oranges, I bought 3 items bananas. But if I write SCP, so it will basically change the line. So it will be like SCP is equals to double quote backslash n. So if what does it mean? So it will change the line when the first string, this first string is so these are 3 strings. When the first string is like finished, then it will change the line, this backslash n. So it is like this. This column is used for separated items in list. So what do you mean by this question? I'm not able to understand. So you're talking about colon, okay? So you are talking about colon, then you are talking about list. So list, basically, do you mean by list? What do you mean by list? That the list which we have created previously, where so where we have used semicolon there, a colon. So okay, you are talking about this colon. No, no. So here I'm pasting. So if I do not even, so for example, if I do not write this colon here, so let me delete it from here. Then also the thing will happen, and it will be like, so here this colon will not be there. So here I'm writing colon as a character, nothing else. Yeah. Okay. So then I hope this question is clear. So this question is clear to all of you. Okay, then I'll move forward. Okay, so these questions are a little easy. So you just please answer these questions. So what will be the output for the following command? So I'm taking str1, so I'm taking string. Okay, I'm taking a string, that is our code. I'm taking a variable s1, that is str split str1, and I'm taking this double quotes, and there is no space between these double quotes. So first of all, what will be the output for this, and what will be the output for this? So first of all, tell me what will be the output for this S1. So where it will split this? So how this string will be splitted when I write str split str1, and these are the double quotes where there is no space between them. So what this command? So what will be the output? So it will be the same. So we are writing it to be the same. So it will be the same. It will not be splitted. So this command will not work on this. So what should be the output? Yeah, now it is better, but there is again a little mistake. So the thing is that whenever we are splitting the string, first of all, wherever we are splitting, wherever we are splitting, the left hand side of that thing and right hand side of that thing will be like different character strings. So for example, here I am splitting it, so it will split every character into different it will split every alphabet of this string to a different character. So it will give me R, C, O, T, E. So it will give me this. Now, what is the difference of what answer you have given? One of you have given like R, CODE and this thing. So the difference between this and this is like this is a single string, okay, and this is like a different character vector. So whenever I want to access some element, so I want S115. I want this. So if the output is this, the if you are taking output to be this or S1 to be this, then the output for this will be different and output for this will be different. So what do you think this S15 will be? So the output of this is this. What do you think that S115 will be? So what it will be? So just remember whenever I'm using str split, okay, so this output will be always in the form of list. It will always be a list. Okay. Now how you access that element from a list? How many elements are there in the list? Which you can get from the whenever I'm splitting it. So here I have only one object, and in that object I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. Okay. So what should be S115? I will show you it in R also, then it will become more clear to you. Just first I want you to just think about it. What should be the output for S115? So it is basically the location. Just think about it. What will be the location? What will be the element at fifth location? So one is just it means that it is the first object of the list, and 5 means that it is the fifth element of that first object. So here I have 5. So the difference. So what you are saying, actually you have written R and E both. So you are basically thinking that I'm taking one and fifth element. No, because whenever I want to access an element from a list, then first of all I want to write that which object I want to access, and what element of that object I want to access. So let me show you it in R, then it will be more clear. So here, first of all, I'm taking str1 to be R code. So, and here I'm splitting it S1. So let me show how S1 looks. So S1 looks like this. So this S1 is a list, okay? So that it is a list where there is only one object. Okay, this basically signifies, or this basically uh, gives us the information that this list has only one element, sorry, no, only one object, because there is no two here. So one object is there, and that object is what? It is a vector of characters of length 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I want to access S1. So S1 is this. I want first object. So that is this. And I want fifth element. So first object, only there is one object. So this is the first object. Now what is the fifth element of that object? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E. So the output should be E only. So if I run it, so you can see that it is E. So it does not mean that I want first and fifth object. Here it means that I want first object, and that out of that first object, what is the fifth element of that object? Okay, yeah. So it will be E. Now the next one. So here I have this string, apple plus boy, and there is a space between it, cat plus dog. Okay. Now I want S2, str split, str2 here, plus. So basically I want it to be splitted at plus, and I'm taking fixed to be true. Why I'm taking fixed to be true? Because plus is also like, it is an arithmetic operation also. So when I'm writing fixed to be true, so it will take plus as a simple character. It will treat it as a simple character. That's why I am writing fixed to be true. So then it will be splitted by using this str split. Okay. So first of all, what will be the output for this? Just tell me. Then after that, what will be the output for this? So first tell me what will be the output for, like, after splitting, what will be the output? So just remember that wherever it is splitting, before that there is a like string, after that again there will be a string. Okay, they will not be combined. This will be splitted into different strings. Now what those strings are, I want basically those things. So what will be the output for S2? But at plus I want to split it now. At plus I want to split it. So why you are writing apple plus boy at one side and the cat plus dog on the other side? I want to split it at plus because I have written it here. So I want to str2 and split is equals to plus. So I can also write plus simply plus as it is. I may write split is equals to plus also, but I've written it like this, so this will also work. So it basically means I want to split it at plus. So what should be the output? Yeah, it will be split at plus, but plus will not be there. So whenever I write this split thing, so plus at that time plus is not there. So let me show you. So this is like I've written this string, and whenever I split it now, so here I split it. Let me display it. So it is like this. So at plus I'm splitting, so then plus will be gone. Plus will not be there. Okay. Wherever I'm splitting it, that quantity or that character will be gone. It will not be there. Okay, yeah. So the output will be like, so before, see, this is plus, so it will be splitted here, and before that there will be a string like apple. Okay, here, then it is splitted at plus, and then after we have boy cat. So up till cat we have no plus, so it will be like boy cat. Okay, then there is a plus, so it will split here, then it will be dog. So now again it came as a list. Okay, so which only have one object. Now it have three elements, 1, 2, 3. So what do you think the output for this will be? S2, 1, 2. So this you should answer correctly. So what should be? Now I have written, or whatever the list is, I have written it. Just I want to access this element S2, first object, second element. only boy. So see, so this is the first element. This whole is the second element, no, because boy, cat, both are there. So there is a space between them, but this is a whole element, the whole string where space is also there. So boy, cat is a whole element. We have three elements. Apple, because we have split it here. So apple we have, and we have split it here. Before that we do not have. So here we have no split. So boy, cat will be a single string. Then we have dog as a string. So at second place, this boy, cat will be there, no? So it will be like boy, cat. Yeah, now correct. So now similarly, we'll do one more example. So like this. Now just answer it correctly. So we have this string, name, age, city, and these are columns. So these are basically characters, nothing else. Okay. Now S3, I am writing str split str3a. So I want to split it at a. So first of all, just tell me what will be the splitted string will be. So what will be the splitted string? I want to split it at a. So two things are there. At a, the a will be gone for sure, and wherever there is a, before that there will be a string, so the string will be found, after that string will be found. Okay, so just now tell me that what will be the splitted string will be. I want to split it at a. What are you asking? Just tell me this is separate or one. So this is a single string. So this is, so basically this is a double quotes, na? So this is a single string. So you should when you are watching it, what are you concluding? What it is? So I am writing it in double quotes. So this is a single string I have. As string where characters are present, colon is present. And now I want to split it at A. I want to split it at A. So if I want to split it at A, then A will be gone, na? So if I want to split it at A, okay, so this A will be gone. This A in name, A will be gone. So before A it is N, so it will be like N. Now if this A is gone, then the string is not splitted from here. So now after A, this is M, E and colon, then again A is coming. So before that, what is it? So it will be like M, E, then colon. Then A is there. Okay. Then after A it is G, E, then colon S, I, T, C, I, T, Y. There is no A. So then it will be like G, E, C, I, T, Y. Just make sure that wherever you are, like wherever A is present, before that, whatever before that, so N is before that, so it will be a different string. After that, it will be a different string till A appears again. So A is gone there. Now M, E, colon, then again A appears. So M, E, colon will be again a string. Then A appears, so it will be splitted. Now after that there is no A. So G, E, colon, city will be another string. So is this fine? Now just tell me this one. What will be the output for this? First object, third element. Yeah, you missed the colon. All you have missed the colon. This colon. So it is like double this colon and city. Okay. So I will take, so here just notice one thing, that here I'm taking this str1 to be a single string. Here also I have taken this str to be a single string. So this was a single string. And in the third option, in the third question also I have taken only a single string. Now what if I have a vector of strings? So let me consider next one. So I have a vector of strings. So I have this two strings and I'm combining those string and I'm storing it in str4. So I have vector of strings. Okay, so the difference is like this. So here I'm considering a vector of two strings. Okay, now I want to split it. Now how it will be splitted and what will be the output? Okay, so here let me explain it. Like I have these two strings, okay, and I want to split it at end. So first string will be splitted, okay. Second string will also be splitted. So whenever this is splitted, and because I'm splitting it at end, so only AB is remaining, okay, because end is gone. Now whenever I'm splitting this, this end is gone and this D will be there and C will be there. Now this is splitted, this is splitted. But how the output is stored? So when I'm splitting a vector, then how the output is stored is the main question. So it is stored like at the first position, at first object. Okay, the first object is like A, B of the list, because it is, this is stored as list. Where first object is like whenever we are splitting the first element, so it is like first object. Now the second object is when I'm splitting the second string, and which have two elements, so it is like B, C. Now I want S for second object and second element. So what will be the output? I want second object, second element. So first of all, the thing is, how is it splitting? So it is splitting in the same way which by which we are splitting it before. But now we have a vector, so they both will be splitted. Now how they will be stored in S4? So whenever I'm splitting a string, the vector of strings, so the first vector is split. So first string is splitted and the output is stored as a first object. Okay, under the first object. And when the second string is splitted, then it is, the output is stored under the second object. Okay, now whatever the elements are, those elements will be stored in this under the second object. Now I want to access the second object, the second element of the second object. So what it will be? Yeah, it will be C. So it will be C, because I have this the first object, this is the second object, and the second element will be this, because there are two elements now. Whenever I'm splitting this, it will convert it into D and C. So it will be the second element. Okay, so I have 10 more minutes. So I'll take one more question which have two parts. So this is simple. This you can answer very easily, because we are just counting the characters. So we have C1 double quotes and we have space here, we have space here, then we have hello, then we have space, then we have world. So just tell me the number of characters. So the space will also be counted. So just count it and tell me what will be the NCHAR C1. So space will be counted, just count it in that way. So what would be the output? $13, because space is also counted, na? So this is a space here, so it will also be counted 1. Here it is there, so this will also be counted 1. Here it is also there, it will also be counted 1. And apart from this, we have 11, not 11, we have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. and 3 spaces, so 13. Okay. Now NZCHARC1, so it basically gives you whether the string or is empty or not. So we have only one string. So what will be the output for this? So what will be the output? It gives the logical output. Huh? What will be the output? So it basically tells you whether the string is empty or so if the string is empty, it will give you false. Whether if the string is if there is something in the string, then it will give you true. So what will be the output for this? So it basically gives the answer in true and false. Now, so whether when the string is empty, it will give false. What is the non-empty output means? No, so the output should have something. So it can be logical. So it is logical. So yeah, it will be true. The output will be true. And since we have only one string, that's why it is coming as a single output. If we have a vector of strings, so then it will be a vector of logical output, and also it will also be a vector, which we will consider now. So we have this. Now we have a string vector of strings. So first string is foundations, second is off, third is R. Next one is like I've taken double quotes and I've taken an empty space between them. And next I've taken double quotes and I've taken no space between them. Then I've taken double quote software. So what do you think the output for this will be? So obviously this since this is a vector, so whenever I'm using NCHAR, so first it will calculate number of characters in this and it will write it here, then it will calculate here, then it will write the number, then here it will write the number, it will write the number, here it will write the number, and here it will write the number. So just tell me what should be that vector, this NCHARC2, what will be that vector? Just count it and tell me. It is a vector and I'm applying NCHAR over the vector. So, okay, so if you are saying 14, so that means what you are counting? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you are counting? Just tell me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14. Are you counting this one only? Then also we have other things first of all. And the second thing is that we have this to be string. So so this is a vector of strings. So whenever I'm using NCHR over a vector, then it will first of all take the first one, then second one, third one. Yeah. So you are writing 13 at the first place. So foundations have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So at the first one, it is 11. Okay. Now at the second place, it has only 2. That is 1, 2. So it is 2. At the third place, it is only one character. So it is 1. Okay. Now at the fourth place, it has space. So it counts space. So it is 1. At the fifth place, there is no space. Yeah, you count space, but at the first foundations there is no space actually. In the foundation there is no space before, there is no space after. So this is only foundations. So that's why I've taken to be 11. And at off, there is no space in between, like before off and after off. So that's why 2. And R is 1. And here there is a 1 space because I have taken double quotes, and between I have given 1 space. So it is 1. And after that, here I have taken double quotes and there is no space between it. So it will be 0. Okay. And in software, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 8. Now, what will be this NCHAR? So it will run for every element. So NZCHAR foundation. So this string is so it will not be a single true. It will run for again. So since it is running for everyone, it will also run for everyone. Na? So it will give true for the first one, true for the second one. It will give true for the third one, true for the fourth one, false for the fifth one, and true for the last one. Because this is the only empty. Because here only we have 0 character, otherwise we have something. So that's why it will be this. Okay. So next, we are taking this one more example. So here I have C3. I again have this vector of strings, that is A. Then I have taken a empty. So basically when I have taken double quotes and there is nothing in between, there is no space also, then it will be empty string. Okay. Then I have this A, B, C. So I'm taking here NCHAR C3 and ZCHAR C3. So basically we'll start from here. We'll start from here. What basically it is? So NZCHAR C3. So it will basically give me the answer in true, false, true. So the first thing is true, the second is false, the third is true. And at the C3, at location it is written. So basically what does it mean? It will display those elements of the vector which are at what the true is displayed. So this command basically means that. So this command will give me A and ABC. So wherever there is false, it will just neglect that and it will give me the output for the true. And then I'm taking NCHAR, this thing. So what it is? So it is like how many characters in the first one? It is 1. And how many characters in the second one? So it is 3. So it will give me 1, 3. Okay. So is this fine? Is this question fine? Yeah, so I'll stop it here only. I'll just I have one more question, but I'll just take it in the another class whenever I'll be taking the extra session. So I'll stop it here. So if any one of you have any doubt, just ask me. I'll just upload this YouTube this on YouTube, the recording, and also I will just upload the PPT and the R scripts on the Google Drive. And I think your deadline for the assignment is 24th of September, and your next session will be on 29th of September. So if you have any doubts now, then you may ask. See, I don't know what will come in exam, but by these questions, your understanding will like this. These understanding will be improved, and if this understanding is improved, then you will be able to answer the questions. So these questions I have designed in order to improve your understanding about the topics. I don't know. The exams are not settled by me, so I don't know what will come in exam. Okay, so if there are no doubts, then I'll end this session. We'll be meeting on the next class on 24th of September. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining.